And, it's knowing that and recognizing that. So our topic today is perfectly imperfect. And the month's theme is passion and purpose. So let me ask you, have you ever asked yourself, why am I here? What am I here to do? And then you stop and you pause, and you know that in this oneness, there's a purpose for everyone. There's a belief that's underlying that, and there's a knowing. And I often ask myself, well, how can I possibly change this world that I live in? How can I be that change that I wish to see in the world? And then life happens and I move through it, and the line in the song where it asks, or she says, I wasn't even my own friend. How powerful is that? How many times have we asked ourselves those questions and we weren't even on our own side? We couldn't see what we were good at. We saw all of those glaring and seeming imperfections. Not a lot of self acceptance or self love. More fear creeping up, doubts, insecurities. See, part of being human is that ego side of us. There's that fight or flight. What if? What if it's not exactly like I want it to be? What if I fail? What if? You know, the only time we truly fail is when we don't get up again. We are meant to walk this thing called life, but we're not alone. When we talk about oneness, it's not just a soundbite. We know that there is only one. So we're all walking together. We're all, as we said, walking each other home. But do we recognize it? And that's what it's really about. It's choosing our thoughts, exploring our passions. What do you love to do? What is your vision? Woodrow Wilson said, you are here in order to enable the world to live more amply, with greater vision, with a finer spirit of hope and achievement. You are here to enrich the world. How powerful is that? You are here to enrich the world. Spirit, as you, is here for amazing things. So it's recognizing ourselves in the midst of all of that. It's becoming self-aware enough to allow ourselves to blossom and to sometimes stumble and to get back up again. Yes, we are human, but we are superhuman. There is a divine light, power, purpose. There's a seed within each of us that we get to choose and remember. Brene Brown said, because true belonging only happens when we present our authentic, imperfect selves to the world. Our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self-acceptance. I'm going to read that last part again. Our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self-acceptance. Sometimes we're looking for that outer validation. We want people to tell us we're doing a great job. We want them to recognize. And yes, I'm not saying that that's not important, but we must recognize all the praise in the world doesn't help if we can't receive it or don't believe it. How often have people given you compliments and you're like, oh no, it was nothing? Or they give you a compliment on something you're wearing. Oh, this old thing, no, it's old. Can you receive a compliment? Can you receive the good that is coming to you, through you, for you. Self acceptance means that as I am is enough. I don't know about you, but I have struggled with that most of my life in different ways. Sometimes it shows up in insecurity about what I'm wearing or body image. Sometimes it shows up in work thinking, can I really do this? Is this meant for me? Sometimes it doesn't show up at all. And I'm wondering, you know, where do I even begin? Everyone has, their own path. Sandra Burke said, to accept ourselves as we are means to value our imperfections as much as our perfections. If you look at that bowl, I love the bowl. You know, it's an amazing thing when we think about it. But in Islamic tradition, in the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery, and I know I'm going to say this wrong, kintsukuroi, I'm sorry, I apologize, pottery is repaired with a gold or a silver lacquer as a way to embrace and celebrating the beauty that comes with being broken. The beauty in our imperfection is that through repentance, our scars transform from moments of regret to reminders of God's mercy and compassion. It feels freeing to know the ways in which we fall short are doorways back into the divine presence of our perfection. As one mystic profoundly put it, O Lord, I am my weakness, but you are my strength. And that is a Hilla from the Secrets of Divine Love. Isn't that beautiful? I am my weakness, but you are my strength. And I cannot tell you how many times I have fallen on that life raft of faith. That's how I look at it. When life seems to blow up or stuff happens, I know that the furthest that I'm going to fall is that life raft of faith. And I know that there really is no broken. I know that those are the places that the light shines in and out. And that's a gift, even though in the moment it doesn't feel like it. We walk through life and things happen, life happens. And some of it is wonderful, and some of it doesn't seem it at the time. And we want that resilience, but resilience comes from putting the pieces back together again, from surviving the storm or the seeming problem, and stepping back into the light as the light. See, the light never went anywhere. I just turned away from it. Just as at night we turn away from the sun and we see the moon. There's always light. When we're in a dark room, we can turn it on. That dark room sometimes is our mind, it's our physical experience, but it doesn't make it the truth. We get a choice on how we walk through life. And, there's different times in our life that in the moment we wonder, but years later, it becomes like that mosaic that all the pieces come together, that we now see the purpose of it. When I first graduated college, and I went to Boston University, and my family was very proud. I'm one of the first to graduate, and I ended up opening right away. I went with a company that helped me open up a wholesale fragrance company, and it was not profitable. Is all I'm going to tell you. And I stayed at it for a long time, and I struggled. And my family thought it was absolutely nuts. And there were moments I did too. And life was not easy. But two of the friends that I made at that time, 20 years, literally, actually at this point, almost 30 years ago, are still very close friends. And it's how I ended up in Rhode Island, which is ironically how I ended up in Science of Mind to be able to be in CSL Greater Boston. All that needed to happen happened because of this seeming long term. It's how I met my husband. It's how I created the life that I have today. Did the business fail? Absolutely. Was it financially a bust? Absolutely. Did it leave me in debt? Of course it did. And I learned a lot, and I'm exactly where I'm meant to be because of it. Sometimes there's a bigger picture that in the moment we don't see. Seeming illnesses that really frustrate, or things that take us off course, whether they be a seeming failure of a business or a divorce, whether it be an argument or a betrayal, whatever it may be. Sometimes things happen and we just don't get it. We see our own shortcomings. We create, the fear comes up in us of not enough, or even a sense of lack. Well, if I don't have it, how am I going to get it? And I'm already of this age, and shouldn't I? But the should, would, coulds, it's not what it's about. Stop trying to fix yourself. You're not broken. You're perfectly imperfect and powerful beyond measure. And that's Steve Maraboli. You are perfectly imperfect and powerful beyond measure. See, the whole thing to remember is, as Dr. Holmes says, if the spiritual universe were not perfect, it could not exist for a single moment. The truth is indivisible and whole. God is complete and perfect. And there's only that one. And it's perfect as you. There are no mistakes. And it's so important to remember that. Jim Carrey used visualization to become who he is. He had a natural talent for being dramatic. He was always the comedian. His parents would invite friends over when he was a child, and he would easily become the theatrical entertainer. He quickly discovered that he found joy in making people laugh. And he learned a valuable lesson from his father. He said, so many of us choose our path out of fear of disguise as practicality. He went on to say, my father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that it was possible for him. He didn't believe that it was possible for him. So he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a job as an accountant. When I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job. He said his family had to do whatever it had could to survive. He said, I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which is that you can fail what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance at doing what you love. Imagine you can fail at what you don't want. Why not take a chance at doing what you love? As an exercise in visualization, he went on to write himself a check. He wrote himself a $10 million check. And before that actually came to be, and of course, the check, on the line of the check, it actually read, for acting services rendered. And he put a date on the check of Thanksgiving of 1995. He gave himself 5 years to meet that. And when his dad transitioned, he put that check in his pocket. It hadn't come to fruition yet, but it was his way of planting a seed, giving that to his dad. And before he achieved his success, he knew that. He visualized it. And he went on Thanksgiving 1995. He said he had kept it in his wallet until he gave it to his dad, and it deteriorated. But just before that Thanksgiving, he found out he was going to make $10 million on Dumb and Dumber. So, as crazy as that may have seemed, because no comedic actor had ever gotten anything like that for a role, he put $10 million down and he got it. And he's still getting all kinds of money for whatever roles he chooses. And he is a very spiritual person who's gone on to speak about it. But he uses these tools and these practices. He visualized it. He knew. He trusted and he believed in himself. He manifested that $10 million role in the timeline that he expected it. How many of us put down the fear, let it go, and trust and see the manifestations? How many of us allow ourselves to envision the best of us? Rumi said, if you wish your heart to be bright, you must do a little work. If metal can be polished to a mirror like finish, what polishing does the mirror of the heart require? So what polishing does your heart require? Remember, everything is perspective. When we look back, we can see what was meant, what happened. And now we get to step forward into what we choose to see. What is your heart calling out for? It's remembering that our current conditions are a result of everything that we've thought and done before this moment. So, what are we choosing next? And I ask you that. What are you choosing next? How can you change the world? And don't ask, like, how could I? You're here for it. I'm letting you know you wouldn't be that individualized expression if you weren't meant to make that difference. So in this moment, we let go of the judgment. Raymond Charles Barker said, the goodness of life is the goodness of God. I now release all emotional power from any and all guilt in my subconscious mind. I am set free of all self-judgment and self-condemnation. And this is a powerful one. It really is. And I'm going to read the whole thing again. I now release all emotional power from any and all guilt in my subconscious mind. I am set free of all self-judgment and self-condemnation. How powerful it is to let go of everything that was, to release any seeming guilt, release any ties to the past. Know who and whose you are. Yes, perfectly imperfect. Divine within you is creating in a new way. Any seeming emotional scars, line them in gold. Recognize the gifts and move forward in resilience and strength, empowered as the light of divine. You are that lighthouse. You are the message and the messenger. Letting go of any seeming fear or doubt, I invite you right here, right now. Step into your birthright. Step into your divinity. You are mighty. You are superhuman. And I'm so grateful that you're here with us today. So thank you for being here for this message and for stepping into that yes of your birthright. So, our affirmation for today: I am a spiritual being living my perfect human experience. And then I invite you to say that with me today. I am a spiritual being living my perfect human experience. And so it is. So thank you so much for being here with us. And if you have been blessed, I invite you, please say our sacred giving affirmation with us. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And if you have been blessed, remember that the law of circulation, giving activates receiving. And whether it's PayPal or Venmo, however it is that you choose to give, it's right under where you're watching. There's a link that can take you there. And we have Sacred Circle at 7 every week. Last week's topic was so great that we decided to do it again. It is spirituality and emotional intelligence, delving a little bit deeper and how that works together. Kenny Bovell is going to be sharing with us, that alignment and recognition of who and whose we are within us through this topic this Thursday. So it is a continuation of last week. Trust us, you didn't miss anything. Divine timing is perfect. Every Thursday, different spiritual leaders, wonderful conversation. Join us for spiritual community every second circle at 7 on Thursdays, and that's Eastern time. So wherever you are, please adjust. And I am so grateful to have you here. And let's pray as we go into this new week. Let us know yes to divine timing. Yes, vulnerability is an asset, even when it doesn't feel like it. It's when we're most human, it's when we're most lovable. It's part of being divine. So I am centering right here, right now, and I invite you to be in this place, this space, knowing that there is only one power, one presence, one love, one life, and that this one is exactly where I am, as I am now. Knowing that truth, that wholeness, that beauty, knowing that perfection. I know that I am presence. I am that love, the joy, the harmony, the oneness. And as I know it of me, I know it of each one. I know I am, and each one is unlimited potential. That spirit as me is living its best life in each and every way. Even in the moments I do not comprehend, I know it's for my good. I allow spirit to express freely through my hands, my voice, my heart. And I know that each one within my voice, listening to this message now or on a playback, is spirit. Each one is individualized godling. And I celebrate the good in, through, and as each one. I celebrate the change that is manifesting in greater and greater ways as each one. I celebrate each divine expression, casting out any seeming illusion of separation and knowing only good. only greatness, joy, light, love, wholeness, and perfection. Knowing that any seeming brokenness is built back better and greater than ever before. The Spirit is using this too for good. And I celebrate it. In that complete faith, I know and know that I know. So setting this word free in joyful anticipation and expectancy, I am so grateful. My heart is full. I know that I know all is well now. So in full celebration, I give it to the law to do what it does. I set it free. I let God be God. I say amen and blessed be. And together we say, and so it is.
I open. I open. I open my heart to healing in this moment. I open my heart to love. I open my heart to healing in this moment. When I open my heart, I am healed. I open my heart to healing in this moment. I open my heart to love. I open my heart to healing in this moment. When I open my heart, I am healed. I open my heart to healing in this moment. I open my heart to love. I open my heart to healing in this moment. When I open my heart, I am healed. I open my heart to all the possibilities. I open my heart, and I know when I surrender and trust and breathe in gratitude, I am healed. I open my heart to healing in this moment. I open my heart to love. I open my heart, healing in this moment. When I open my heart, I am healed. I open my heart, healing in this moment. I open my heart to love. I open my heart, healing in this moment. When I open my heart, I am healed. When I open my heart, I am healed.